Be ready. Start. When your cell phone display gets damaged, the iPhone flew out of my hand and fell on the hard floor when I was trying to balance a few things with my other hand. This was not the first time it was dropped, but never before with such impact. The display was damaged and vertical lines of light appeared on the screen. I was sad. It was a birthday gift from my daughter, and the prospect of losing data, spending money on a new display was so annoying. This set me off on an entirely different trajectory. A cracked phone, broken bones, fractured mind. What we damage in the course of our lives is not confined to material things. We do damage a lot of other stuff that is largely non fungible, and the damage happens intentionally or accidentally. The repair and replacement of damaged or broken physical things happen quite swiftly as the cracks are visible. The damage is palpable. The remedy is accessible, and all these things have no stigma attached. The story is very different when it comes to damage done to more subtle, non material, and emotional aspects of life. When the mind is vulnerable, it gets fractured and is in pain. It causes suffering, but very often it is invincible. In a person with a stoic exterior, the remedy is not a standard one, and the stigma is a huge deterrent to those who need help to fix themselves or their loved ones. This is perhaps why it is more acceptable to seek a spiritual guru's guidance and blessings rather than consult a psychiatrist or psychologist. It could also be why there is an increasing proliferation of self help books flooding the market with life coaches, podcasts, and TED Talks seen as safer options than to get medical treatment and end up getting branded as mental. The good news is that so long as your mental affection is a mild one that does not need medical intervention, anyone or anything can fulfill the role of a therapist, teacher, relative, partner, friend, stranger, pet dog, books, and of course a genuine guru, so that you have a sounding board, and that in itself makes you feel better and puts you on the path to healing. Personal spiritual practices like meditation and chanting may help us well, as do listening to music or creating artworks, as these are all activities that contribute to claiming an agitated mind. Active social interaction is being held up as a health affirming activity that not only keeps you active but also provides opportunities to experience compassion and care. Sharing, being kind, and caring are all ingredients that go to make peace and harmony possible. Also, spending time with oneself is a great way to find greater clarity, enabling you to know more about yourself. Your day filled with constructive activity could be punctuated by periods of doing nothing. Nothingness is also vital to creativity and fulfillment. You do not have to be buzzing, breathless, all the time. Even honey bees that buzz around get 6 to 8 hours of sleep every day. How you live your day today is what will contribute to how you live your life. So, making the most of whatever time is available is a good way to begin the healing process. Blow hot and cold. The only predictable thing about the climate is that it has become totally unpredictable. Bunny and I bundled in sweaters and with room heaters on full blast huddle and shiver in the severe cold spell that has gripped Gurgaon and most of North India with minimum temperatures plunging to below 2 degrees centigrade in many places. To try and take our minds off the Arctic chill, we think of nice warm places in the world like Poland. Poland, a warm place in January, holy moly. According to reports, Poland, known for its severe winters, is having a record breaking warm spell with temperatures higher than those registered in Gurgaon and Delhi. Poland is not the only European country basking in the winter sun, while North India's teeth are chattering in near freezing cold. The CJ Republic, Belarus, Denmark, the Netherlands, Lithuania, and Latvia have all experienced an unheard of warm winter with January temperatures reaching highs normally associated with May. The trick word is normally because across the globe, winter or summer, there is nothing normal about the weather anymore. What meteorologists call intense weather events ranging from drought to torrential rainfall, scorching heat to glacial cold are no longer a rarity but the new norm. What appears to be happening is that increasingly what is called weather is replacing what is called climate. Weather is what we experience over a short spell of time, a day or two. Climate is what our environment is likely over extended time, whether it is a hot climate or a temperature climate or a cold climate. In human terms, weather could be linked to our state of health over the span of a day or a week. Climate would be the overall tenor of our health over a lifetime. Weather is short term, climate is long term. But increasingly short term weather is knocking long term climate for a 6 as is happening this winter with Gurgaon being colder than sunshiny Warsaw so that at any given time we do not know what climate zone we will be in. Even for those in denial of climate change, the climate has changed whether we like it or not, or whether we like it or not.